First, I sure hope he plays. It's always good for us when the 17-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner is in the mix. Do I think he's going to play? Yes, if I had to lean one way, just because I don't think Phil Hellmuth could resist the allure of the World Series of Poker main event. We said it to start this. It is indeed the greatest poker tournament in the world. You're telling me that one of the greatest players in the history of the game would miss it? I don't think so. He made it sound like you're playing until 2 or 3 in the morning every day and you've got to go 2 weeks straight. And it's just not the case. They have fixed some things in the last couple of years. That has been the case in the past where you've had so many late nights, quick turnarounds. But when they added an extra day to get to the final table, I believe this was 2 years ago, that helped everything immensely. The latest night now that you have at the World Series of Poker main event is about midnight, 12:30-ish. You can also have a decent amount of days off. Hellmuth has always jumped in at the very last second, sometimes on day 2 for late reg, so he gets the very minimum as far as days off are concerned. If you played 1A, you would have 3 days off before you played day 2. And then you'd play day 2 ABC or whatever we call it nowadays. And then you would get another day off. And then sure, you'd play 3 through 8 straight. And that would be hard, that would be intense, that would be grueling. But when you make the final table, you get another day off. The final table is split into 2 days. So you play down to 4, 5 or 6-ish hour day. And then you get some more time off before the next day's play begins. So I don't think it's as much of a grind as he makes it out to be or as he understands it to be. When's the last time that Phil ran deep in the World Series of Poker main event? And I'm not saying this to poke fun at him, even though I like to do so, but I don't think that he's familiar with what it takes, either way, whether it's super difficult, maybe it's easier than he thinks. The main event should be a grind. It should be a test of endurance. You can't go too far one way, and that's why 3 years ago it was ridiculous when they played until I think it was 5 or 6 in the morning to play down to the final table. That's why that was fixed. There's a balance there. But this is indeed the World Series of Poker main event, and if you're prepared with your sleep, health, fitness, all of that stuff, you should have an edge at the World Series of Poker main event. Just like if you're a more skillful player, you should have an edge in the World Series of Poker main event. I disagree with Phil's main point here that it is just too tough for an older player to win. I oppose that viewpoint.